Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Maureen.
Hi, Sasha. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Did you come to this class before?
I think I did.
Is that going to be a problem? Are you okay with repeating some material?
Yeah, sure. I'm okay. Practice makes perfect.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, we'll just do a quick, we're going to do the same vocabulary, but then we'll go do the questions again. So I'll give you different questions or try to.
Okay.
You're right. Practice makes perfect. You can never have enough practice. Okay, and then so we've got Osama here with us. Hi, Osama.
Well, hello.
How are you today?
I'm great. What about you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
I'm good.
My shoulder's feeling better and um, looking forward to the weekend as always.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll be really nice. And we've got Michael here with us. Hi, Michael.
Hey Maureen, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm great. What happened with your shoulder?
I well, it's kind of silly. I was exercising and I pulled a
Okay.
muscle, but
Uh-huh.
I've been taking it easy and it's feeling much better today.
What did you take?
Just taking it easy.
Oh, so you didn't push or you didn't make any exercise
Yeah.
more with your
Mhm.
shoulders or something else. Well,
Mhm.
I think it's okay. Shouldn't be.
Yeah, I have a friend who's a nurse, so I
Uh-huh.
called her and I said, what should I do? And she said, if you can move your shoulder, like if you can rotate it,
Uh-huh.
then it's not broken or dislocated. So she
Uh-huh.
said you'll be fine, and I was glad. It's really good to have a friend who's a nurse.
Well, I was told like if you can move a little bit with your shoulder or with your hand, that
Hmm.
means it's not broken. That's
Yes,
for sure.
exactly.
Because
Hmm.
if it's broken, it's a lot of pain.
Yes, absolutely. So I knew I wouldn't have to go to the doctor. I'd just take a few days of rest and I'd feel fine.
Hope your shoulder will be well.
Thanks. But you know what I'm going to
What?
do? This is kind of sneaky of me. So I have a sling, like something that my shoulder goes in, and
Uh-huh.
I'm going to wear it this weekend so that no
Mm-hmm.
one asks me to do any work.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
won't
who
have
would
to.
ask you to do work? Who could
Um,
ask you?
Well, I live at home with my family, and
Uh-huh.
my brother would ask me to, cook some food or, clean up the kitchen or something, and I'm going to wear it and just say, I can't, my shoulder.
Is he bigger than like your brother? Is he
Hmm.
smaller than you or bigger?
He's older than me
Older,
and
sorry.
bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Why
my
would he tell you to cook for him?
because he can't cook, so our cousins are coming to visit, and
Ah,
he'll say, "Oh, can you make some dinner for them?" And I'll
okay.
just say, "Oh no, I can't. My shoulder." I'm being very sneaky.
Well, I used to live with my sister. She was older than me, like
Hmm.
4 years, and I never told her to cook for me or something.
That's good. He wouldn't tell me. He would ask me. He would say, "Can you make something for dinner?" And now I have an excuse.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I'm being a little sneaky.
Well, you
Okay,
can refuse without any pain in the shoulder. You can refuse, I
that's
think.
true. But I think they do something called a guilt trip. You know that
What's
phrase?
that?
A
No?
guilt trip. It's when you make someone feel bad for something. Like
Uh-huh.
you say, "Oh, come on! Like we've been working hard all day, and we're really hungry. And can you just throw something together and to make me feel bad for not being a
Yeah,
good hostess for my cousins? But I really don't want to do any work."
I understand you.
Yeah, I'm
This
getting
is.
I'm I'm getting ready for a big trip, so I want to just prepare my suitcase and plan my trip.
Where do you want to go?
I'm going to Germany in July,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to be there for 4 weeks. So
Wow.
This weekend I just want to, prepare I have my packing list of everything I
Okay.
need and, go shopping, buy the things I need for the trip and just very excited. So I don't want to be at home cooking. I want to be planning my trip.
Okay, that's nice. About the
Hmm.
trip.
Yeah. Let's see. Who do we have with us here today? We've got Sasha and Osama and Michael. I thought there would be more students, but that's okay. Michael, where are you from?
I'm from Russia.
Okay. So we've got two from Russia. You and Alexandra are from Russia. And Osama, I think you told me where you're from.
From Algeria, and yeah,
Algeria, that's right.
and
Okay.
I'm living right now in Paris. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So let's get started today, and hopefully some other students will join us. First, we're going to review some vocabulary about job interviews, and then we will practice, and I will be giving you an interview. So let's turn on the screen share and take a look at these terms. Okay. Can everyone see?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So what do we see under letter A? Sasha, could you read letter A, please? You
I
can read the
needed.
caption. Mm-hmm.
The caption says "Talk to friends, network."
Mm-hmm.
I need a job. I think S&K is hiring.
Okay, so the first step of looking for a job is talking to friends, and that's also known as networking. Have you heard the term networking before, Sasha?
Mm, I think I've heard about it, but not in terms of finding a job and talking to friends.
So what do you think it means in this context about jobs?
Um, how to say it? Not to pull, maybe to pull the strings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So your network, kind of like they say Facebook is a social network.
Mm-hmm.
Your network is all the connections you have with other people. So all the connections you have, and specifically about a job, it means to, as a verb, to network means to contact all the people you know to see about job opportunities. So a really good example of this is my she finished university last Sunday and graduated. She started networking about a month ago. So she talked to her friends, she talked to her parents, she asked her siblings, her brothers and sisters, does anyone know of any jobs or any companies that are hiring? And it turns out that her friend's brother's girlfriend's company was hiring and she got the job. So the idea of networking is to cast a wide net and talk to as many people as possible about your job, like your job search, basically. This is a really common term. Basically, just means to make new contacts or talk to people to try and get a new job or try to move and find a new company to work for. So they have these networking events and things like that. Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so Michael, why don't you read letter B, please?
Look, look in the classifieds, in the classifieds.
Mm-hmm. So what are classifieds, Michael?
Well, it's um, a part of the newspaper where located job opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they post all the job opportunities in the classified section, and that's the second step. Now, a lot of times there are other ways to find job postings, so we'll talk about that when we get to letter D. But Osama, could you read letter C, please?
Okay. Look for help. Wanted things. Wanted
Si-
things.
Wanted signs.
Signs.
Okay. Look for help wanted signs. So what is a help wanted sign?
Um, um, no idea. It's
So
like
it's basically a sign you see in the window of the business, and if they say help wanted, that means they are looking for a new employee. So it'll usually say, you can see on the sign, very small, it says help wanted, inquire within. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay, and that means to go inside and ask about the job. Inquire within.
What does it mean within?
Within means inside the business. So they
Okay.
say to if you want more information, come inside and ask us.
Ask. Okay.
So inquire within. They want you to come in and ask about the job opportunities, maybe even fill out an application. This is a way that a lot of people find work, but it usually means that the work will be maybe part-time, or like, for example, to work in a shop or to work in a restaurant. But if you want to find a professional job, you might have to look in another place besides at help wanted signs. So, AKA, can you read letter D? Let me scroll down.
Okay. It's a bit small. Okay.
Okay, I'll try to
Can
make
you,
it bigger.
do you have a link for this? Oh, okay, thank you. Job shop 533-7788. Grocery clerk, $50 per hour. FT, I don't know. EXPNEC. A lot of
Okay.
abbreviations.
So there's a job number, and the title is grocery clerk. It says $15 per hour, so that's the wage. They'll get paid $15 an hour, which means that they are an hourly employee. So they get paid by the hour. And there's a difference between hourly and salaried employees. I'll type that. So we've got hourly versus salaried. Salaried people get paid by the year, and hourly people get paid by the hour. So what do you think the FT stands for? Does anyone know?
No.
Sasha, do you know what FT stands for? It stands for full-time.
Wow.
Okay, so FT and PT, PT would be, whoops.
Part-time.
Yeah. Part-time, exactly. And so part-time is less than or fewer than 40 hours per week. And full-time is 40 hours plus, so more than 40 hours per week. Okay, so for example, now I'm working for Verbling, but I work fewer than 40 hours per week, so I work part-time for Verbling. And how about you, AKA? Do you have a full-time job or a part-time job?
Kind of part-time job now.
Okay, what do you do?
I'm doing a teaching assistant.
And do you want to get a full-time job after this?
Yes.
That's the dream, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, and so what does it say on letter D?
D. Kind of the information of about salary and
No, I mean the caption underneath here.
okay. Check internet job site.
Okay, so this is the main step that most people do, maybe before they even look for help wanted signs or look for a classified, is check internet job sites. So what are some internet job sites you can use to find a job? Do you know any?
Craigslist.
Yeah, Craigslist.
In the
Mhm.
United States, of course, and
In the
Canada, I
United
think.
States and Canada, and sometimes in Europe. It's not as popular in those other countries, but they do exist. And there's also one called Monster. And when I lived in Germany, I found a job on the website idealist.org. Have any of you heard of that one?
No.
That's for working in working for nonprofits and non-governmental organizations. If you want to work for a diplomatic center, things like that, it's kind of cool. My friend also found a job on there. Now she works in a mountain village in Peru, and she does public health.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, and letter E, let's go back to Sasha.
I'm sorry, I just figured I don't know what that means to see about. That's about network. To contact all the people, what does this phrasal verb mean, to see about?
To find out more information.
Simply to find out.
To find out more information. There you go. Yeah, to see about a job means to see if you could potentially find a job or to find out more information about a job. Okay.
Okay. So go to an employment agency.
Okay. What's an employment agency?
I think this is I'm sorry, I forgot the word. Someone who is between me and the employer.
That sometimes. Sorry.
Intermediate.
Yeah.
No, mediator maybe.
Yeah, a mediator is someone who resolves a conflict, but you could call them a middleman. That's a more slang term for someone who works in between two people. And so they might contact the job, contact different companies to see if they're hiring, and then say, oh, I have an employee, and then send the information along to the person.
I'm sorry, can I apply the notion middleman to an organization? So can I say that an employment agency is a middleman?
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can apply it to an actual person or the idea of someone or something. For example, an employment agency is the middleman between a new hire, a new employee, and a company that is hiring. So employment agency, they have temporary employment agencies for people who just need to find some work. So you might go work in an office and file papers, or you might be hired for like the Christmas season if it's a retail store. So, for example, when I was a student, I worked at Christmas time. I would work in a department store because they had many more people shopping for Christmas presents. They needed some employees who worked there just in November and December. So that's temporary employment. Any questions?
Can I say intermediate? Intermediary instead of middleman.
Yes, you can. That's a more formal way of saying it. Intermediate.
Okay.
That's actually probably a better way to say it, in fact, because it's a bit more appropriate and formal for the work environment. A middleman sometimes has a bad or negative connotation.
Like they take money or some advantage they have from that.
Yeah. Like if you have a middleman between a factory and the store, they might be charging money and, they're just basically robbing the people.
Maybe it's like broker.
Yes, like a broker, but
Okay.
a broker is between a person and a contract. So, for example, a real estate investment would be, that's why you need a real estate broker.
I see.
But yes, that's a very good point. A broker is like an intermediary between a person and a contract. All right, and let's see, we've got a couple new students with us here. Is it Andre?
Hello,
Hi, Andre, where are you from?
I'm from Russia.
Oh, great, it's a class full of Russians today. Andre, could you read letter F, please?
Yeah, write a resume.
Okay, what's a resume?
It's a document where you provide information about your education and job experience and your qualities as a employee.
Excellent. Yes. So you have all of your experience, your education, as you can see in the picture there, your contact information. If they want to hire you, they better know where to contact you, and also any qualifications you might have that are appropriate for the job. So we have a resume, which is sometimes also called a CV.
Curriculum vitae.
Yeah, and the CV usually has more to do with if you're looking for a job as like a professor or if you want to work as an academic, but most people will use the term resume. And then there's something called a cover letter, which is a letter to the company that you'd like to be hired by that explains why you are good at the job or why you would be good at that job. So a lot of job applications will say, please submit resume and cover letter.
Maureen, what about track record? Can we say that resume is somehow a track record, or is it?
It's too much of a slang term to say track record, because a track record refers to, mostly it has a negative connotation or a negative association.
Negative connotation.
Yeah. Basically, the things you've done that are bad. The bad things you've done in your life. Not always, but it's a bit too much slang. Okay, so resume would refer to your professional experience, and you could say you have a good track record at work. For example, if I said I have a good track record for having full classes, that would mean I'm known for all of my classes being full, and I rarely ever have classes that are not full.
And if I don't add good, just saying track record, that is more of a negative sense.
Exactly. Yeah. So I would avoid using it, although it might be a good phrase to know if they say, in an interview they might say, what is your track record for completing projects on time? And you'll have to say, oh, I have a great track record for completing. Has been on time, on schedule. So that's a phrase you might hear, but I wouldn't. I think it would be very unlikely. But it's a good point to bring up in case we hear that word or those words.
Yeah, that's just a phrase from my favorite TV show. I was just curious.
Oh yeah, what TV show is that?
Suits.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I like that show. Harvey.
Yeah, this is exactly what's said by Harvey.
Yeah, pretty compelling. Okay, so let's see. Let's hear from Ender, please. Could you read letter G? Ender, are you there? Okay, let's go to Osama. Could you read letter G, please?
Okay, so let's write a cover letter.
Okay.
It's like we use this in order to show that we are excited about that job, and it's like that job is everything for us. So yeah, it's kind of showing that we are interested a lot. We're interested a lot of that job.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing to know is it's very important to not have any mistakes in your cover letter. It looks very professional to have a perfectly grammatically correct cover letter. And so I usually recommend that you have someone look over your cover letter and look for punctuation and spelling mistakes because it's much easier to catch someone else's mistakes than your own. And that really shows your enthusiasm for the job, definitely. Okay, and Michael, could you read letter H, please?
Send in your resume and cover letter.
So send them in. Those are the two important ones. Usually we submit things electronically now. I feel like it's been a long time since I've sent in a resume in an envelope.
I never sent something in envelope, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, job related.
Yeah, me neither. Well, maybe a application for a university program, but that was so long ago. Yeah, AKA says snail mail. Snail mail. All right, let's hear from Sasha, letter I, please.
Can you come in for an interview at 9 a.m.? Set up an interview. So we are making an arrangement.
Exactly. So set up is to plan or arrange something. Setting up interviews, you can set up a party, you can set up a meeting, exactly. You could set up a date. So it just means to plan or arrange something. There's one of our phrasal verbs. And here's another phrasal verb, letter J. Let's hear from AKA.
Okay, fill out an application.
So you have to fill out application with your work experience. I think this usually comes before you send in your resume, so I think they have this a little bit out of order.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I usually fill out an application and submit my resume and cover letter all together, but that might be different for other jobs. And letter K, let's hear from Andre.
Yeah, go on and interview.
Okay, so the man says, tell me about your experience. And the man in the interview says, I worked in a market for 2 years. All right, and we've got letter L. Let's hear from Michael.
Get hired, Mr. King. The job is yours. Congratulations.
Yeah. Yay, look at him. He's already picturing himself in the market. He's so happy. Okay.
Working in the market, selling shoes or what?
He says the market. I think he means a supermarket, where they sell food, because I think it looks like a box of shoes, but I think it's actually supposed to be a box of like cereal or something, because you can see in his experience he was a grocery clerk most recently, so he's probably looking for a job. Oh, there it is, grocery clerk, good salary, excellent benefits. Send resume to S and K. Okay.
And also there is like fill out the form where we looked. Usually you fill out in these kinds of jobs like a supermarket, like with these kinds of things where there is not so much requirement, not so much requirement experience, like to have experience or studies and something.
Yeah, that's true. You don't need to have a degree. It's funny because I remember when I was younger, it seemed very easy to find a job. You just look in the paper and look on Craigslist and fill out an application. And now that I have a degree and I'm looking for full-time jobs as a teacher, I realize.
Oh no.
Hi
Welcome back.
everyone. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden it kicked me out. Um, Sorry about that. Let's go back and let me turn back on the screen share. Well, I guess we don't really need the screen share right now. Yeah, so basically then I realized how difficult it is to find a full-time job. So it's very important to be prepared for your interview. So we're going to start doing interviews now. I'm going to interview you one-on-one. So I'm going to use a series of questions. I'll send you the link to the questions so you can read them. There you go. And there's a link in the Google Plus chat. Can everyone see the link?
Yep.
Okay, so 121 interview questions, all right? So I'm going to pretend that I'm your interviewer, and you're going to pretend to be the interviewee. And so try to think of a job that you are interested in, and I'll ask you, who wants to go first? Any volunteers?
Let me be the first.
Okay, all right. Andre is ready to go first. Okay, so let me get into the mindset of the interviewer. All right. Okay, Andre. Hi there. Nice to meet you. I'm Maureen, and I'll be doing your interview today.
Hello, nice to meet you too. Glad
What's
to
your
be
name?
here today. My name is Andre.
Very nice to meet you, Andre. And tell me, what position are you applying for today?
For example, I want to apply for a IT director position in your company.
Hmm?
Director, IT director,
IT director.
director.
And
Yeah.
what experience do you have with IT?
Actually, I worked as a system administrator. Then I was a manager of the group of the system administrators, and I have an experience of 5 years working in the company, in the international company.
Mm-hmm. And how would you describe yourself as an employee?
I think I am dependable. Uh, I um, I complete my job in time. I am sociable, and I have a good relationships with employees in the company.
Okay. Well, could you tell me about an experience where you had a problem with an employee? How did you solve that problem?
Yes, actually, we have problems when the employee from my group didn't have enough motivation to work, to complete his work in time, and so we arranged a meeting with him and discussed what he wants and what his goals and what does he want in our company. So we found out that he's not satisfied with his salary. So we increased his salary, but if he if he if his work will be better in the next few months, for example.
Oh, I see. So it has a condition.
Yeah, we had a condition, so he would improve. If he would improve in the next few months, we would increase his salary.
That's an excellent solution. And here at this job, we're very interested in professional development and development of the company. So can you tell us, what do you think would be the best way to develop this company?
I think as an IT director, my goal is to optimized an IT structure, so we could have a modern modern IT hardware. Is the best computers and quality of service of IT service.
Excellent. And what did you dislike about your previous job?
Actually, dislike. Sometimes I disliked my that my company didn't increase my salary, but despite the fact that I worked extra hours, because I'm a hard worker and I like to do my job in time, and even the extra of that.
I see. And what would you say is your greatest weakness?
As I already said, I'm a hard worker and I work extra hours. I think it is my weakness.
Your weakness is you work too hard.
Yeah, I work too hard.
Okay. And how many hours would you like to work in this position?
You mean a day?
In a week.
In a week, I would agree for 40 hours, but if it is needed, I can do my work in extra time and even in weekends if it is needed. But for example, for reasonable compensation.
Of course, of course. And where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I think I can see myself as IT director, but I think we'll have improved IT team in that company, and so we can be able to move our company forward in the market.
And are you interviewing for other jobs with other companies?
No, actually, yes. I have a few offerings. Offers. I have a few offers from other companies. So,
oh, I see. So you're in high demand.
Yeah.
Excellent. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes. I would like to ask about the salary.
Okay. We're willing to offer a competitive salary. If you take a look at the contract, you'll see the compensation explanations, including benefits. So please take a look at the contract and let us know what you think. And if you agree, I think we're willing to offer you this position today. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Very nice to meet you. I look forward to working with you.
Thank you, and me too.
All right, that was excellent. Excellent job, Andre. You did really well. I asked some tough questions and you answered them very efficiently and effectively. It's always a good idea to have a question to ask. If they say, do you have any questions? It shows that you've been preparing for this interview and that you are very interested in the job. And I also think your response about other job offers was a good response. If you want to make it an even better response, you can say, I do have some other offers from other companies. I would prefer to work for this company, but I have been offered other positions. So you show them you really want to work for them, you would prefer to be hired by them, but they need to make it a competitive offer.
Yeah.
So excellent. I think you'll make a great IT director. It can be difficult in interviews when they ask questions like about a problem and if they ask questions about a salary, but it's important to know that this is, a negotiation, and it's not the time to be shy about asking for a salary that suits your level. And I've really noticed that it's very unlikely that you will not get a job because you asked for a competitive salary. It's more likely they'll still offer the job if they were going to, but they might say, we can't afford to pay you that much, and then it's your decision. So, round of applause for Andre.
But my language wasn't as good as so if it
Well,
if it
if
was
you're
an English speaking company, so maybe I would fail.
Well, I don't know about that. I honestly don't think that especially American companies, they are not very picky about perfect English, especially in a job like IT, only because you need to know more about the technical side of things. And just in my experience, unless your job involves customer service, working one-on-one with people, perfect command of English is not as important as a good track record, to borrow Sasha's term, and knowledge about the subject. So, and a good recommendation from your former boss.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Also, here in the United States, we're used to people not speaking English as a first language. So it's very common to work with people whose English isn't perfect, like a native speaker. Okay, and unless, of course, you're an English teacher, and then it's not that common. Let's go to, who wants to go next? Who's our next volunteer?
Me.
Who was that? Was that you, Michael?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Hi there. My name is Maureen, and I will be interviewing you today.
Hi, Maureen. Nice to meet you. My name is Michael.
Nice to meet you. And Michael, what position are you interviewing for today?
Well, I saw on your website that you have open position for marketing director.
Mm-hmm. And could you tell me about your education and experience with marketing?
Well, I studied economics and specialty marketing. The specialty was marketing and logistics. And I have worked for 3 years in Procter & Gamble company as a marketing specialist.
And what made you decide to leave Procter & Gamble?
Well, I saw that you have more opportunities in your company. Your company as well is multinational, and I saw that it's a position of marketing director, so I presume I worked for 3 years. I have the necessary experience, and I can show my knowledge through my experience, and I can bring more customers for a company.
Mm-hmm. And tell us about your previous position. Can you explain what were your responsibilities at Procter & Gamble?
Well, mostly my responsibilities were working with top clients. This is like supermarkets, mega markets, and high-end clients. I work with them about the promotions that we have. Like I contact them about our products, and we organized degustations for. Yeah, degustation is the word.
Taste
yeah.
Taste. Those are called taste tests. When you try a product and see if it tastes good, or testing if it's not something you eat. It's product testing, in fact, it's called.
Yeah, testing. I work with them about that.
And what was your greatest challenge at this position?
Well, the greatest challenge was that I organized huge promotion of our batteries, Duracell, one of our brands in a chain of supermarkets nationwide. There's like 30 supermarkets, and I was the responsible person, and there were a lot of deadlines, and I should do this, all the work in those deadlines, and also I was responsible for 30 supermarkets, so it's a lot of work to do.
And how do you handle stress at your job?
Well, I don't have so much stress at my job just because our company is quite big, and we have all the personnel necessary, and I have my volume of work. So I do all at the time. Yeah, is it correct? All at the time. Like all in time.
Yes.
All in time. All
You
in
can
time.
actually say all in good time, meaning it fits into the schedule as you want it to. That's a sort of colloquial saying.
All in good time, and that's why I don't have so much stress in my work.
Now tell me, what would you do if you knew your boss was 100% wrong about something? How would you handle it?
I would approach to him or her. I would tell him, "You are wrong, 100%." No, I'm just kidding. I would, if my boss were wrong. Did you say yeah?
We're 100% wrong about something.
Well, I would ask him why he thinks about that issue. By the way, I have had this situation, and I have asked like, what does he think about this issue, about the situation? He said related. I said how I think, how I see this problem, and by that he understood that somewhere he is wrong. So he corrected his point of view just because he saw all the situation around. Because why he did that? He what is the past of lack? Lack of information.
He lacked.
He lacked? When you don't have enough information.
Yeah, he lacked.
He lacked information. Yeah, can I say he lacked information?
Yes.
Okay, he lacked information, and because of that, he was like a little bit wrong. But when he saw the full picture, he understood. He understood that the right. So he made the right decision, basically.
Okay. And would you accept this job if it were a lower salary than your previous position?
Well, no, unfortunately, no, because I'm motivated. So for me, as a motivation for me is like the company where I work, the job what I do, and of course the salary. So I cannot go lower than I work now, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Okay, excellent. Well, we will be getting back to you shortly. You can expect an email or phone call within the next week with more information if we choose to go forward.
Okay, can I ask you how many candidates have you interviewed by now?
We have interviewed 3 candidates so far, and we do have another interview in the morning, which is why we need some time to debate our decision, and we'll be getting back to you within a week.
Okay, and can you tell me what's my position between these 3 candidates? How am I? Good, bad, not so much?
I can't tell you that at this time, but you can expect some information from us shortly. I appreciate your interview, and it's very nice to meet you. So I look forward to speaking with you again in the future.
Okay, can I call you like in 1 week?
Yes, you can call. You can contact me. Here's my business card. Give me a call, and we'll be speaking soon. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Maureen. I appreciate your for your time. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Michael, very good job, especially with the salary question. I think your response was very professional, and as an interviewer, it made me think, you know, if you value yourself as an employee, you should be paid accordingly. But when you're talking about yourself, you want to say, I'm a motivated person. So make sure that you say the last syllable, motivated. As an adjective. Very good. Okay, I've got to hurry along now to make time for our final two interviewees. But round of applause for Michael. And let's go to Sasha next. Are you ready, Sasha?
Okay, I'm ready.
What was the job you interviewed for last time? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
No, me neither. The only one I remember was the bus driver.
This is me. Yeah. And it's a huge contrast.
Yeah.
With this job, I mean, that was the bus driver. He's marketing director.
That's right. Okay, now I remember the bus driver. Okay, so right. So Sasha, hi there. My name is Maureen, and I will be conducting this interview today. What is your name?
My name is Alexandra, and nice to meet you, Maureen.
Nice to meet you too. And what position are you hoping to interview for today?
I am hoping to get a position of a paralegal.
Okay. And what is your experience in the legal field?
So this is exactly why I'm applying for this position, because I don't have any previous experience in this field of work. I am just, can I say a fresher?
You can say, let me think about that. We'll come back to it.
Maybe newcomer. So in the realms of law, I'm a newcomer. But I would like to work as an attorney in the future, in the long run, and that's why I think that working as a paralegal will give me necessary experience for my job, for my future job.
And do you have plans to attend law school?
Exactly. I would like to attend a law school.
And where would you like to attend law school?
I would like to, so I'm a down-to-earth person. That's why I realized that such law schools as Harvard, for example, are unattainable for an average person like me. But I'm considering the option of Fordham.
Okay. And what do people most often criticize about you? What's the biggest criticism you've received in the work realm?
I think the worst criticism I received in the work realm is that I'm a very thorough person. I like to go into detail. And sometimes, and I actually can't I can't relax if I don't get to the bottom of the problem, or if I don't understand something that just that makes me feel on pins and needles. So that's why I like to do thorough examination, thorough and analysis of anything I deal with, and that's why it can give me some stress. But yeah, I think that was the worst criticism.
And how will you handle criticism and stress at this job, in this position?
I think this job and this position corresponds to my personality, because being a paralegal implies reading a lot and writing a lot and having to deal with lots of documentation. And I think that I am a bookworm. I like to devour a book after book, so I don't mind reading, I don't mind writing, especially in terms of the job. So I know that I do it not only for the sake of getting salary, but also for my advancement. And I think having practical experience along with studying at the university is a great opportunity.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we are looking for new paralegals at this time. I'll have to review your CV to see that your experience and education qualifies you for this position. But do you have any questions for me?
And here I fail. I maybe how many hours per week or should I work? Because since I'm going to study at the university, I have to be flexible. So I prioritize my job to my studies. So I would like to know my schedule at my job in the first place so that I can see about my schedule at the university and
Well,
fix it.
we expect this will be a part-time position, around 25 hours per week. However, if you're assigned to a big case and we need lots of preparation, you may be working up to 35 to almost 40 hours a week. However, you will not go for over 40 hours a week because this is not a full-time position and it does not come with any benefits. So you will be capped at 39 and a half hours per week because we are not able to provide benefits at this time. So that's something to consider.
That's acceptable.
Okay, and while you're a student, perhaps that would be a good position for your schedule. And you'll be hearing from us very soon.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Nice to meet you and have a great day. Okay, round of applause for Sasha. Very good. I think you would get hired. We are out of time, so I'm so sorry, Osama. I didn't get a chance to interview you, but if you want, you can stay in the chat, and I'll give you a couple minutes to interview if you'd like to practice. But for everybody else, if we're done for the day, if you're ready to go, you can sign out. But thank you so much for coming to my class.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Osama, would you like an interview?
Well, I actually have to go right now because I have another class. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You know, I'm going to have this class again, so maybe you can stop by and we'll give you a longer interview. So I really apologize, but thanks for understanding.
No problem.
Okay,
Thanks a
take
lot.
care. Bye.
Bye.